Hello, Bloodwolves. My name is Nightwolf, and we are back with more What Remains of Edith Finch. It's been a long time since I played this. And last time we found out there was an uncle living under the house. And this guy got... Sam got stabbed. Okay, didn't mean to crawl back through, but okay. But yeah. And I'm also very sorry, because I got very lost, because it was way too dark.
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Oh no. Not the baby. Gregory. Wait, what? Why didn't I? Oh, oh, it is a divorce contract.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone?
Oh.
Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it.
They divorced because of the baby. Hang on, I'm getting a drink of water. Very not appropriate for what's about to happen, but...
I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
Oh, I can knock the others off.
Things over, Gregory. It's time to... Hold on, sweetie. Hello? Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
Everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it. Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
Yes. Whee.
I wish he could have told us about the world he saw. There's so much I don't understand about Gregory, about everything. wasn't your fault. I'm sure he's happy. And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
So Sam called about the divorce, and while she wasn't paying attention, Gregory turned on the water and accidentally drowned himself. Rough way to go, huh?
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
A poem for Gus.
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard. My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart.
Oh no, Storm.
I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom, were the words that I
now
remember.
pronounce you husband and wife. Make it thrive.
But isn't
When
that
the time for
totem pole
photos came,
fallen
Dad
over?
ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger.
Oh my god. Held up his middle finger.
The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
Except for Gus. Oh, it's raining. Oh, here's the next layer. Holy.
The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made. The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder." I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't. Until we found you.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
Ah, her mom must be Dawn. I think. Is it? I'm just assuming that. Yeah, it has to be. Based off of the look. So I'm assuming since that one thing had fallen over. Yeah, Gregory, Dawn, Gus. That since that thing fell over, that I think maybe it fell on him, and that's what had actually happened. Dawn, sweep, trash, Gus, mop, mow yard, Greg, be a baby. What? Is are interesting. Wait, but where do we go from here? Gregory. That's where we came from. Go out, look at Gus. Keep moving, look at that. Go this way. Ha-ha.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died.
Yeah, her mom is Dawn.
At the time, it was as far away as she could get.
Yep, here's her room. Dawn.
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a
I'm
job
not gonna
teaching
open that
English.
yet.
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
Sanjay.
Louis was born a year later. When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go.
Dawn.
I'm sure Edie was
Louis.
happy to have her back.
Basil, sage, thyme, mint. Milton.
And to see kids in the house again.
Edith. Dawn.
The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good. Almost normal.
Shut the door.
But it didn't last.
What is this? Scientific method. Observation, question, research, hypothesis, experiment, data, conclusion. Oh, she taught us. Barbara, Molly, Gus, Ben, Sam, Galvin, Odin, Gregory. All the ones we learned so far. Louis rules. Good job, Louis.
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
What?
After Milton
1992
disappeared, the only
to
thing he left behind
missing.
was a room full of paintings.
It's time to look at our family, I guess. Our direct family. This is where our brother was. Milton.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
Achoo. That's what? That's cool. Is he painting himself a way out? Yep, he's painting himself a way out of the house. It's like, fuck this shit, I'm going out of
I
here.
was 4 when Milton disappeared.
We still haven't drawn in Louis, Dawn, or Edie. Do we go out somewhere up here, or do we just go down? Yeah, there's like no way to go.
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors.
As per our family tradition, apparently.
Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
Oh. is that a way to go? If you're just gonna block it off. I still see the house down there. It appears I have to go back now. Oh! There's a hallway we didn't even see.
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
1988 to 2010.
Everyone always told me to stay out of Lewis's room. Except Lewis.
Except Lewis. Is that her entire dialogue? Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm sure Lewis didn't want her in his room. But he probably was never actually out of his room to say that. If I remember correctly, this one is another tale of monotony.
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
San Juan Ale. Is this a hookah? What the fuck? Dude, you've been holding out on us. Marijuana. Wow, dude. What is this? Don Finch.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery. But he withdrew part of himself.
That's worse.
In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to
Go away, fish.
wander. I asked him to describe it. He said he started small. Imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads. And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more.
Monotony.
I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery.
Yeah. Probably not a good idea.
I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused.
This
Like a
would
whole
be the
new Lewis.
opposite.
So I let him go on.
because he's not paying as much attention to what's going on at the
I
cannery.
even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first.
He's not paying attention at the cannery, and he's gonna end up sink. But if
He
I
told me
remember
he'd
correctly,
made
he
a
did
new
it on
friend.
purpose. Oh, doggo! Bark, 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 bark.
On the edge of a city he named Louis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians. And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him.
Don't say that.
All the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. So he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor. And he won. They begged
Reference
him
to
to
Mario.
stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on.
Look, a city to conquer.
New Louisville. St. Louis.
St. Louis.
He started drifting away from our reality.
I can barely see where I'm supposed to be throwing the fish anymore.
Minneapolis. Until one day he forgot to go
Minneapolis.
home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Louis kept sailing on. In Louisburg, he heard rumors of a
Beautiful prince or a handsome prince?
beautiful prince.
Oh, I saw a fish. Was it giving him a sexuality or something?
The prince was on his own quest for
Sinister serpents, radiant rainbows.
radiant rainbows.
We're making us very gay. Oh, I missed that rainbow.
He followed the sound of his
Silver harp or electric sitar. Let's go the harp.
silver
Just why
harp.
not? Whoa.
His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound.
I can't even see any of the cannery anymore. That's so weird.
He knew the world was all in his imagination.
Holy shit, that's a lot of fish.
But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king. For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
Oh no. Oh my god, he had marijuana. Legalized marijuana. He had a lot of marijuana stuff just in his thing as well.
Began to forget the world we know.
Whoa.
I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker.
Was that him? Oh no.
He began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
He's no longer even grabbing fish.
I still thought I could save him.
So he began to hate his
Even
real
after he said he was
self.
being crowned king over all the lands of wonder.
He wanted to be a part of his imaginative world so badly that I don't think he
The palace
just
would be packed
didn't
with his
want to
companions.
actually live anymore. Because he didn't like his actual life. Oh no.
Including the wise
Wow.
couple who'd insisted on inviting him.
Wow. Whoa.
His prince waited, holding his crown.
Yep.
There was only one thing left to do. Bend down his
Oh
head.
no. Oh no.
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
Oh god.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
That's all I have to say about that. My brother was pretty cool. Oh my gosh. No.
Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
Ouch. Yeah, he did die a lot. He...
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left. My mom ended up leaving everything behind. What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner.
Edith. I take it this is
But it had to
our
end
room?
one way or another.
Mrs. Edith's
All
room?
that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
Oh, she had a feather. Oh, it's like a pen. Oh, this is where she
That
started
whole last
writing.
day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
To our final night together, and all our final nights apart.
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry,
The grown-ups
you're right.
have to
We're all
argue
leaving
now.
tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
I'm not leaving.
the power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning, okay?
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way.
A story within a story within a story. What?
I got turned around.
Yeah, I can't even fucking see. Oh no, 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 no. Where am I going?
For a while, I wandered. I started seeing things.
There! Sam.
Things
Go
I'd
that way?
forgotten had ever existed.
What is this?
But when I saw
bed?
them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me.
Oh, this is the old house now.
Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain. but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it. Let go! I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone.
That's what happened to Dawn.
The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way.
She died giving childbirth.
This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
That's the end. Wow. Everything ends. Trophy earned. So this was What Remains of Edith Finch. We're gonna watch to the credits to see what else is going on, but wow. Milton. This is a really fun game. It was interesting to hear all of these stories. And it was essentially just one giant story within a story that the main character was reading, who was Edith's, from the looks of it, was son, but then again, It could have been a girl, so we don't know for sure. Could have been a daughter. Thanks, Johan. What? I earned a trophy called Thanks, Johan. I think that was one of the people. Gaston Gregory. That was one of the people who worked on the game. That was funny. But yeah. So, you were Edith's kid. And you're going through and learning every single story. Including Dreadful Story. Barbara Finch's Dreadful Story right there. Yeah, that was interesting. This is a really fun game. And it all ends with us. Oh, that must be Molly because of all the aminals. Peaches, Walter, Calvin, Annapurna Interactive. It was amazing. It was like the interactive story. This was a really great game. It was super fun. I'm sad that it ended so quickly. I was hoping to get a bit of more of a series of it, but wow. That's a lot of playtesters. What? Trick or treat. That's some horror movie stuff. Good. In loving memory, Lewis Finch. The Edith Finch team. Edith, Eddie, Dawn, Lewis, 2012, 2017. Edith Finch team. The end. The replay a story option is now available. Select Edith to play from beginning. Oh my gosh. That... Oh my gosh, yeah. But yeah, this game was really fun. I really enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I wanted it to go a little longer, but it was all super short. Like, the only time it ever went longer was because I got lost. Oh, this is so fun. Anyway, this has been What Remains of Edith Finch. Great game. I absolutely loved it. It was beautiful, amazing story. But yeah. And it all ends with you. But anyway, if you liked this video, please click on that thumbs up button. Howl if you need me. Always, 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 I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye! Goodbye, Edith Finch.